Hi everybody, it's Travis from Louisville, Kentucky, Zone 6-7, and I just wanted to take you on a little tour. It's mid-April, mid to late April, April 18th, and I just wanted to walk you around the yard and show you what's blooming and what's going on at this time, such as this Ajuga ground cover. Here I am pulling weeds and trying to do a video. It is in its blooming time right now. It's gorgeous purple spikes on it. And I've got this throughout the border. But yeah, it's a pretty ground cover. Burgundy foliage. And then now it's in its blooming time. That pretty purple. Spireas are looking good. All the barberries came back. Roses are looking good. I'll show you this Ajuga again in a pot. Isn't that pretty? And this stuff is really makes a statement when it's in big masses and clumps. It's really pretty, especially next to the bright green of the spirea. Anyway, the limelight hydrangeas are filling back out. That's what we got all down the front. This clematis on the arbor I just planted a few weeks ago from my grandma's garden. It's a transplant, but you couldn't tell because it is just taken over this arbor here. And I believe this is the purple clematis. I don't know the proper name, but like I said, it looks like it's enjoying the spot where it's at. In full sun here in the front, and it'll be going up this trellis arbor. You know me and my purple. I love the purple and orange. I think are my two favorite, and the blue are my three favorite colors in the garden. I've got some major weeding to do. Still to do, like I told you in my last garden video. We have got wild violets everywhere. I forget what this tree is called, but it is coming back. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a weeping something. I don't know if it's a pine tree or... Anyway. That is looking good. The tulips I had in the front here, they are about done. Well, they actually are done. But if you've watched the previous videos, this spring these were very pretty. And what I want to do now is cut the tops, the blooms off, because I don't want the energy going back into the seed or whatever. I want the energy to go down into the roots and the bulb, so I can have strong bulbs for next spring. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be doing the same with the Easter lilies in the back. And I will be taking the tulips out of here, out of my containers, and I will be storing them in a dry spot and I will plant them in the ground this fall, so they'll actually be in the ground. Alright. Here in the circle garden in the front is nice clumps of catmint, another one of my favorite perennials. It gets blue flowers on it this summer. We got some Russian sage coming back. Here in the middle, sorry for the noise, I have planted my Mexican sunflower that I started from seed. So that will be my orange, my Papa Orange in the center this year, if they make it. Hopefully they make it. If not, I'll be going with the orange zinnias like we did last year. Here's another spring blooming perennial ground cover. And I'm terrible. I've got to start learning the names of these before I do my videos, but anyway, I forgot the name of this, I'm sorry. We got some coral bells coming up. My coral bells out in the front, they're not doing too great. And I think it might be because they're in full sun. They're more of a part sun, shade perennial. This is the coral bells. So I think I'll be digging these up and moving them probably into the backyard. The dogwood trees are in full bloom here in Louisville, Kentucky. Here we got a pink one, and I apologize for the wind, but I didn't have time yesterday to do this video. There's the pink dogwood. Here is a bush, obviously bright green, and it gets these pretty white blooms on them, and it is highly fragrant, but again, I forgot the name of it. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get plant tags or plant stakes to put in the ground. That's got where you can put the name of the plant, and that will help me. These are 2 Annabelle hydrangeas I planted last summer. Again, hydrangeas. Most hydrangeas like part sun to shade, so that's why I chose this area. Like I told you before, I thought the moles and the voles had gotten my hostas, but they were just a little later coming up. But they're all coming up. I'm going to get some of the blue angel hosta, the big blue-green leaves, and I'm going to put probably a row of the blue ones back there. Of course, in this planter right now, I've got pansies, and the other is just a ground cover. Some majuga. Sedum. It's coming back. And if you guys remember from last year, the blue Victoria Salvia, I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And it said it was an annual. So I'm assuming that these were maybe seeds, but it feels like it's the actual plant. Anyway, so I guess blue Victoria Salvia is a perennial here in Kentucky, zone 6-7. Alright, what else is in this bed? We've got Baptisia coming up. False indigo, and it'll be blooming in May, late May probably. Alright guys, that's a look at the front yard so far. And just a reminder, you guys, you don't have to watch all these videos. I'm mainly doing this for myself so I can look back on them and see the progress, kind of like a garden diary, just to see the progress of what's going on in the gardens through the years, and kind of a learning thing to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Alright, let's go on into the backyard. One more thing, last fall we trimmed back our crepe myrtle. Gets the pretty red flowers on this one. And everybody knows, if you ever had one of these, and if they're new to you and you're not familiar with them, you will probably think that they didn't make it come spring. But they are slow to come to get their leaves and foliage. But they're coming. I don't know if you can see the leaves there. There's some buds. There's a bright green barberry. A new planting of a new peony. And that's what it looks like. White ones with a yellow center. I thought was pretty, so I had to pick that up. Another hydrangea. This here is the red lobelia. I just now saw this, so that made it. If you guys remember the videos from last year, that red lobelia with the red flowers. And a big clump of Russian sage. Another hydrangea, obviously, and another barberry. I have to say, this one has lasted a lot longer than the tulips on the front. Probably because it doesn't get as much sun right here. But yeah, the ones on the front porch, they didn't last but about a week and a half. And these here have been going for probably 3 weeks. My favorites are these. Coral color. I love this orange, go figure, and purple. This here is still our work in progress. The little flower bed we're working on here, still getting some gravel out and still filling it full of dirt as much as we can. We got some roses. I'll just go through this kind of quick. Another rose. This is the yellow one. Let's see. Aster. Purple aster. It'll bloom in the fall. This here is a new planting. It is a evening primrose. It's already getting blooms on it, or buds. Plant it in full sun. It's also like a ground cover. And that's what it looks like. This is a creeping rose. It stays low, or drift rose, I'm sorry. Stays low to the ground. And I think that's like a red fuchsia color. Let's see, another rose, some more aster. Planted some sage here to act as a filler. I don't know how it's going to do, but we'll find out. Coneflower. Coneflower's coming back. These were the red and orange. I think they were like Fiesta or something like that. Sedum. This here is a Blushing Bride. Oh, what do you call this? Rose of Sharon. Nickname or whatever. It gets real pale pink flowers on it, really pretty. This here is the Nandina, which was a transplant. And it's looking a little rough right now, but I think it's going to be okay. I think I see new leaves starting. And these seeds must have dropped from last year. I don't know if I had pumpkins here and they rotted or whatever, but as you can see, we've got pumpkin plants coming up. This here is a ground cover. Alrighty, let's go into the backyard. Right. We're supposed to get rain tonight. So here is our other new flower bed we're starting. Of course, these plants here were here from last year. A clump of Russian sage. In the middle there is a sherbet color rose. A pink phlox. Black-eyed Susans. And another clump of Russian sage. Another pretty ground cover here is the white candy tuft. The back side's looking real good, but I don't know what happened to the front side. The daffodils that I need to cut back. This here, I believe, is salvia, purple salvia. Some more of the purple ajuga. More salvia back there. A red carpet rose here. A clump of daylilies. Some more daylilies in there. And like I said, this is all a work in progress over here. Got a rose. This here, I believe this is a salvia, another salvia. Oops. Zoom out. I don't think this is lilies. The leaves to me look more like spiderwort, maybe? And I think there's a little clump of spiderwort there. Alright. So this is a work in progress. Okay, where should we go now? Let's start over here with our first flower bed that we put in last year. We've been here a year. A little over a year. We moved in April 4th. Daylilies, of course. Another clematis that's doing really good over here. I mean, it was not even a foot tall a couple weeks ago, and now it's climbing up that trellis. A start to a blue bottle path. So I'm collecting cobalt blue bottles, as you can see throughout the yard, for garden art, and I pop a blue. Along the border here, I just forgot what it was. The white loosestrife, the gooseneck loosestrife. Like I said, there was only about 10 plantings of this last year, and now it's filling in nicely. A phlox here, pink phlox. Bird cage that I usually plant annuals in that, but it's empty right now. Lamb's ear ground cover. Looks really pretty with the pink of the coral bells, and back here is a new planting. That is columbine, the pink. I still have spots to fill, so I'll be doing that this year. Sedum, nice clump of sedum. Here's another type of sedum, I forgot the name. Some lilies and spiderwort. Every video I say I'm not going to talk too much. I don't have the best speaking voice, obviously. I apologize. Waiting on these alliums to, actually, I think they've already formed a little bloom right here. These are the blue alliums, Lobemaster. Another perennial coming up. I think it's some kind of phlox. Got quite a bit of phlox in here. Some variegated grass. And irises. Looks like got a couple blooms coming. Not sure what color it's gonna be. They're on their way. They'll be blooming in May. the shrub here is a little devil. Let's see. 9-bark. I don't know how I forgot that. Little devil 9-bark. I think it's always good to have a balance of perennials and shrubs and different textures in your garden, as well as foliage color. Here's our wine and roses. Weigela coming back. Coming back nicely. Really pretty. Black-eyed Susans. And more ajuga. I'll have that ajuga everywhere. Just like the violets. I forgot the name of that. Something Bluebeard. Another Weigela. Tucker. You guys are probably wondering why this North Pole thing is out here